Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am sharing my office / craft room / beauty room closet makeover. This is episode 3 in my closet makeover series that I have started doing here on YouTube. If you haven't seen the other 2, I will have them linked below in the description box for you. Here's a look at what my closet looked like before I started the process. Very unorganized, very unfunctional as far as space goes. It is a small closet, so basically I just have a lot of office supplies and craft supplies thrown in here very willy-nilly. A lot of papers that I need to sort through and junk that I have not touched since I moved into this house about 8 months ago. I have this Alex Ikea drawer system here that I brought with me from my other house that I definitely want to continue to utilize in here. It just needs to be reorganized. So the first thing I'm doing, of course, is emptying everything out of the closet, pulling out all my boxes, all my junk, all my random miscellaneous crafting supplies. So just like in one of my previous closet makeovers, I am utilizing the Ikea Algot system for this closet. So the shelf that I had currently in here was built in with a clothes rod. So I'm gonna be completely ripping that out and patching up any of the drywall that gets ruined from that. So it did take me a little bit of time to pry off these boards, but I did eventually get it. So after I got all the boards off, I wiped down all the remaining dust and debris off the wall and then proceeded to patch up all the holes that the nails had made, as well as just try to even out the drywall as best as I could. I let that dry for a day before I went in with my orbital disc sander and sanded everything as smooth as I could get it. If you are an avid DIYer and don't own an electric hand sander, I highly recommend getting one. This thing has changed my life. I will have it linked down below in my description box if you are interested. So after I got everything sanded out, I went and wiped down all the dust and residue really well to make sure I had a clean slate for painting. I believe prep work is super important for any good paint job. I also used my hand vac to get up all the extra dust and wipe down the baseboards and everything as well. And I did tape off my baseboards here, as you see, to make sure I would get a nice clean edges when I painted. So the color that I am painting inside of the closet is the same color that I painted my accent wall in my office. I have a whole video about that, and I'll leave that link below for you guys as well if you're interested. I believe it is called Pretty as a Peach, and it is by Sherwin-Williams. So I wanted to just paint the inside of this closet for a fun pop of color so that every time I open it, it'll just be cheery and bright and unexpected. So first I rolled on the paint on all the large surfaces, and then I went and cut in with my handheld brush. Apparently it was amateur hour with my camera here. Please pardon how grainy and terrible it is. I didn't realize what setting my camera was on, but bear with me, I promise it gets better shortly. I did 2 coats of paint inside the closet to make sure I had really good coverage. All right, so after all my paint had dried, I started to install my closet system. So the first thing I did for the top bracket, which basically is just to level out the entire closet system, is I put it slightly above where I wanted my top shelf to go, used a level and made my marks for that. I got a brand new drill, and this is my first time using it on this project, and it made things go so much quicker and easier. I love this drill. So one of the key things with installing the Ikea Algot system is to make sure your vertical brackets are the correct distance apart before you screw them in. So you want to mount one of your shelves on these vertical brackets before you make your marks and do any drilling like you see me doing here. However, later you will see that I made some big mistakes by not doing this in the middle section of the brackets because they ended up being uneven. I used drywall anchors for all of my screws to make sure this was going to be held up really well. The vertical brackets just slide right on to the horizontal top bracket. And then I'm also using my small little level here as I go to make sure everything is as level as possible. Well, I done goofed. And I'm probably acting like it's no big deal right now, but I was basically crying about this earlier. I'm going to have to take all of this out and reinstall it. Basically, my vertical brackets here are not properly lined up, so my shelves are not able to slip into the brackets because these aren't the proper distance apart. Now, before I screwed in these brackets here, I not installed because they weren't screwed in, but I had placed the shelf up there to make sure it was the proper distance, but I didn't do it for the bottom brackets here. And I should have put the shelf in the middle, so it was like the middle sections that were equidistant before I screwed them in. I know I did that with the last closet I installed like this. I don't know why I didn't do it this time, but don't make this mistake. If you are installing the Algot Closet, make sure you test out your shelf brackets before you screw these vertical guys in. So basically, to fix this problem, what I'm gonna do is uninstall the entire thing all the way up to the top and literally just shift the entire thing up about an inch and screw everything back in, drill new holes. I have to go to the store and get all new anchors because I used all my anchors. I shouldn't have to paint and patch too much, just the stuff that was up at the top. All right, so my mistake seriously sucked, but I pulled everything out. I ended up repatching and painting all of my holes, which you can kind of see here. Again, sorry for the crappy footage, but I essentially started from the beginning and reinstalled the entire closet. Now we are where we had originally left off, and we can pretend like my mistake didn't happen. So I'm putting my Ikea Alex drawers back in the bottom here. And then I am just installing the rest of my shelf brackets. These are nice because they are adjustable and you can move them around if you decide to do so later on. Alright, so here is the final product before I put all my junk in it. My pop of color, I love, everything's installed properly, and we're looking good. I was so excited when this was finally finished up to this point. So now on to organizing. I am starting by reorganizing.
All I want
random, but I am a big collector of packaging. In real life, I work as a graphic designer, so I like to hold on to a lot of product packaging because it inspires me for a lot of the projects I work on. But my collection has gotten a little out of control, so I am going to be paring it down. I picked up 4 of these little cube storage bins at Target. They were in the kids decor section, but they're super cute. I got 2 in pink and 2 in white, and they have gold polka dots on them. And anything that I have decided to keep, I am putting in. Bottom shelf. So this was a perfect place for me to slip my paper cutters and a couple smaller odds and ends. And here's a look at the final product. I'm very happy with how this closet turned out. Not only is it super functional and organized, but it is pretty. And this is a nice surprise pop of color every time I open the closet. If you guys are interested in seeing a full in-depth tour of how I organized all my crafting supplies in this closet, just leave me a comment below and I will consider doing that. I hope my closet makeover was able to give you guys a little bit of motivation and inspiration for your own closet organization projects. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you enjoy lifestyle type of videos like this about organization, cleaning, and home decor, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!